gentlemen, welcome back to Competitive Speed Series. It's yet another round of racing.
What's going to happen in turn 1?
4, 5 red lights here in Shanghai.
They will need an even bigger miracle.
This is completely flipped on its head.
Now the gloves have come off.
You will not believe your eyes.
Oh, into the wall! For the first time, EVE have won a race.
They have beaten the unbeatable team title for TF10. They are back on top.
Hello, good evening, and a warm welcome to you. Welcome back for the final time in Season 6 to Competitive Speed Series. My name is Frostbreath, aka Rob, and yes, for this last round, I'll be your commentator as well. It's been a long way coming, but the moment has come at long last. This is the end of the road for this season, and although the first position has been claimed properly by VNT as they've been quite dominant all throughout the season, same goes for second place. That one is settled as well. We've still got a fight going on here in Australia for the last round tonight on October 4th, 2025. The standings, as you can see, are as follows. Ventori Esports has officially been crowned champions for Season 6. They have dethroned TF10. FRT have settled for second place. They've completely sealed that one, although ET8 can technically still tie with them on points. FRT will still retain that position due to the fact that they've got more victories than ET8. So even if ET8 gains the full 68 points tonight, they will still not overtake FRT for second place. TF10 has dropped to fourth place, and they have got a fight on their hands against ET8 for that top 3 position. TRT are not too far behind either, and even they've got a technical chance of getting into that position tonight of P3, and they are not too far behind TF10 either. Then AMR, that's something TRT needs to watch out for too. They can still steal P5 tonight from them. And of course, their 1-2 in Canada has greatly helped them move up the table. Then it's IRT in P7, F1AF in P8, ONB in 9th place, and AZR, our latest team, in last position. And unfortunately, they've got no more hopes of climbing on this table, as they are now 84 points away from ONB. And they've also got one driver tonight. And speaking of those things, a lot has happened, of course, last week. If you remember, Great Britain, it was quite the chaotic race. FRT's Sixten Lindhart was desperate to keep at least one VNT driver behind in the hopes of keeping their title dream alive. It wasn't meant to be, though. And all that chaos has resulted in FRT, believe it or not, racking up a whole 11 penalty points in the last race alone, which has brought their total to 24, meaning that they have now got 2 race bans. 1 race ban from the 24 penalty points and 2 qualifying bans from 60 penalty points, meaning that neither seat has been filled tonight. There's more though, as AZR will also have a race ban tonight. That's a conversion of 3 qualifying bans apparently. So they've got 1 driver in only. Then there's also a double qualifying ban for the team that is fighting for 3rd place against ET8. That is TF10. They will be starting from the back for sure. So I hope they've brought in their A-game players to make sure they can still beat ET8 for that 3rd position. They are ahead now. ET8's got the advantage, so it's going to be a tough one. And last but not least, AMR also has a qualifying ban for one of their drivers. So a lot of things have happened, of course, last week, and with the total amount of penalty points, there's 3 drivers not qualifying and 3 drivers not racing at all, meaning that we will not see any Red Bulls tonight for the FRT team. The FRT team will therefore not be racing in the final race of this season. They're safe, though, in 2nd place. As I said, even if ET8 scores the maximum amount of points, pole position, fastest lap, and a 1-2, which is a total of 68 points, they will still not overtake, only tie on points, but retain 3rd place at the very least. So then, Australia coming up, as I said, and let's see what the drivers can bring to this track tonight in this last round of the 6th season in CSS. All we now need to do is wait for the drivers to ready up. 17 drivers, of course, in, as you can see them on the right side of the screen. Plenty of familiar names for every team. Perhaps a new name here and there. for others. So let's have a little look at which drivers have come down to the track tonight after we've enabled everything, of course. All fancy stuff indeed. Daniel Hope is the one driver that is going to be driving for AZR. Then TRT have brought in Tristan Janssen and Adam Schummer in the Alpine cars. Then F1AF have brought Noah Raza back. It's been a while since we've seen him. And of course, Teeks, aka Benjamin Letteneur. Then IRT, Simon Pfeiffer and Redmertz in the McLaren. VNT have gotten back Simon Engel alongside Nando Moreira. Then OMB, Yuri Turek and Pascal Gil. TF10 have got Mark Schluter and Alex Santana. Let's see who else is remaining. Then AMR, one of them of course has to serve the qualifying ban. Gabriel Moya and Krisu. And ET8, who can now firmly claim P3 tonight in the standings. Patrick Deckmeyer and Pavel Susek, aka AMG, here on the game, as you can see there. In the timing table, I see a Williams driver leaving. That is Gabriel Moya. Looks like Krisu is going to take the qualifying ban then. You can already see Alex Santana having retired for TF10. Mark Schluter alongside him will have to retire as well. They will be starting from the back. And it's going to be a tall order to try and beat ET8 tonight. Of course, with all the penalties from last week, a lot of positions have changed. For example, Harry Lai's second place has been converted to a P11, costing them a lot of points. Meaning that Ryan Grob has moved up a position from 3rd to 2nd. George Ansel with his post-race penalty from 4th to 10th. Even more points lost for TF10. And Jonas Orpel for ET8 has climbed from 5th to 3rd. So that does definitely explain why ET8 is now ahead in the standings. Then Kane Barnett from AZR has received penalties as well from P6 to P12. Now Tristan Janssen therefore has gained some positions from 7th to 4th. Aduda Bulaish for AMR. His first outing for the team has resulted in a P8 to P5 from conversion. Anton Chebotarov from 9th to 6th. David Martinez from 10th to 7th. Jordan Mopti from 11th to 8th. And it looks like Gabriel Moya is going to serve the qualifying ban actually as he heads back in. Gabriel Amato from 12th to 9th. Sixten Lindhard from 15th to 16th. And Alex Asinas from 16th to 15th. So a lot of position changes due to the many, many penalties. There were 17 incidents reported last week in Great Britain. Which is actually not a record yet. But it's still a whole lot as Daniel Hope is the first driver to start a hot lap tonight for the final time here in Australia. Which is usually, of course, the track which starts off a season. Here tonight, however, it's the one that finishes it. That wasn't a fancy corner for Daniel at all. Turn 3 looked to be quite tricky. Of course, the curbs here are quite nasty as well. They're thin. Some of them are quite high. You can easily lose control. He's definitely throwing in the car through the corners once again, which has become quite the habit of many drivers in this game and the last. It's unfortunately the fastest way to drive an F1 car in a game nowadays. The sim aspect has been lost more and more over the past couple of years. No more formation lap. Still no red flags. Safety car reduced, otherwise it would be enabled too much. All those things have been lost. Park for May, no longer on. It's difficult to call it a sim game these days, as Hope throws it through the final 2 corners. Turn 14 looks a little tricky there. A lot of oversteer. Very oversteery setup as Daniel Hope goes across the line. It's a 1 minute 15.2 in the background. We see one of the OMB cars. That is Pascal Gil, who slots into 2nd place, about half a second behind Daniel. As Yuri Turek is a little slower than that, 15.9. With Noah Raza going a whole lot faster into pole position, provisional pole position for now. Benjamin Lettener, P3. But of course, the top teams have yet to set the lap time yet. Simon Engel on his way, his teammate a bit ahead of him on an outlap still. Of course, the other top team, FRT, missing. And of course, ET8 are having a big job to do. P3 with Patrick Deckmeyer. And we're just waiting for Pavel Susek as Adam Schummer for TRT goes fastest overall with a 15.1. Beating Noah Raza to the line. Tristan Janssen then beating his own teammate out of pole position. And now we've got a TRT 1-2. That's quite the sight to behold, but the question is for how long, because Simon Engel is about to approach the finish line. Same goes for Pavel Susek. I hope ET8 have also brought their ace players. As AMG, aka Pavel, goes across the line, Simon Engel is fastest, and it looks like Pavel has invalidated his lap, and this one as well. That means his first run is a bust. Redmertz then for IRT, about to finish the second sector, 26.2 precisely in sector 1, and a 43.101 in sector 2. His teammate Simon Pfeiffer without the lap time yet as well. Let's see where they can bring their cars to on the grid tonight. They've been have a bit of an up and down season, to be fair. Although the downs have been more prominent than the ups, unfortunately for the McLaren team, aka IRT. As Redmertz goes on the main straight and across the line, the next lap time is a 15.3. For now, good enough for P7. Simon Pfeiffer, though, has invalidated. He's going to have to try again. We are waiting for some more drivers to set a proper lap time, and that is Nando Moreira, and the classic VNT 1-2 is back in business. I remember them last week saying they were going to take it a bit more easy. Yet they are the only two drivers who've had it into the 1 minute 14s. So, as it stands, it is anything but taking it easy, unless everybody else simply hasn't got the pace. Tristan Janssen is the only driver to get anywhere within a tenth of the top two. 4 drivers remaining without the lap time. 3 of them, of course, 5, sorry, remain without the lap time. 3 of them serving a qualifying ban. 2 of them have invalidated their first attempt, so Pavel remains in last. That, of course, is something he can't have. ET8 need to be at their best tonight. Their best result at the moment is a P7 for Patrick Dagmeyer. And the TF10 have definitely brought in some big names with Alex Santana and Mark Schluter. They're going to try and bring that third place back to them. It's not been the season for TF10. Of course, they were hoping to defend their title they have obtained in Season 5. But from the first race onwards, it simply wasn't meant to be. They started the season with a disqualification and racking up a lot of penalty points. And after that, we never really saw them near the top, apart from 2 races, 2 or 3 races. Las Vegas, of course, was their only victory. In Monaco, they were getting quite close to it. And then there were several races where their qualification results were brilliant, but their race pace simply wasn't there. Looks like F125 hasn't been kind to the dethroned champions of Season 5. 4 drivers are about to start their new laps. They're currently heating up their tires. Noah Raza over here, P5. Strong results so far for F1AF. They too haven't been the team that I expected them to be in terms of results. They were strong in qualifying night. But once again, the point was proven of the fact that qualifying night really doesn't say anything about the rest of the season. And F1AF, I believe, was in the top 5 of the quickest teams. But throughout the seasons, we've seen them a lot as back markers. Still, though, they have got a 8th position in the standings. Mostly due to the fact that the teams behind them are 2 of the teams that have joined later in the season. ONB and AZR. Otherwise, I feel like F1AF could potentially have been stone dead last. So let's see if they can do something special tonight in their final race here. Whatever happened, you have to give it to them. They have definitely not given up. There are 2 other teams who have pulled out of the season. One of them, I believe, did it themselves. The other one were forced to leave due to too many absences. So there's that. Also, good evening, Domizi. It's pretty quiet at the moment in the chat. Fastest first sector, though, for Noah Raza. He was actually one of the drivers that did qualifying night for them. And he was rapid. He was absolutely rapid. It's a shame he wasn't able to do more races for them. I feel like F1AF might have had a slightly different season. Purple middle sector as well. Whoa, way too wide there. That is unfortunate. 3 10s up in the middle sector. Would have brought him very, very close, if not on pole position. But that is his lap done. Way too wide out of turn 10. Onto the gravel. It's a miracle. But nothing more happened than that. Yet he carries on. Onto the main straight. Let's see how much time he's lost. 3 10s in the middle sector. 2.5 10s in the final sector. He's only lost about a half a tenth. But perhaps, I think, more could have been achieved had he not gone wide. I think he lost about 2 tenths there, to be fair. But he's still on the front row. F1AF have also brought in their big guns. Chrisu here on the main straight. The only AMR driver allowed to qualify. Currently P11 improves to P5. Strong improvement there. Over half a second quicker. Is this track evolution or is this Chrisu simply being very fast? Patrick Dekmeyer is crossing the line now. Improves to 5th place. Takes it from Chrisu. Pavel Susek hasn't invalidated yet. He looks to be on a good run this time round. On the final corner, Tristan Janssen goes fastest now. Indeed, the track is evolving fast. And Pavel, a 15.4, it's only good enough for P12, and he's going to be a vulnerable target for TF10. He's very near the back at the moment in P12, since there's only 17 drivers. Now the Moreira overtakes Tristan for pole position. Simon Engel has invalidated. Let's see if Yuri Turek can find some improvements, because of the moment OMB are the slowest qualifiers of the lot by quite the margin. They are nowhere near anybody else at the moment, and they have to find something now. Of course, we all remember their brilliant debut in Monza, where they took a podium straight away. That, of course, was Maxime Ehler, I believe, and he immediately left for another team. He's brought OMB the one and only podium, and ever since, they haven't been anywhere close. But it's definitely helped them to rack up a good amount of points. But they will remain second to last in the standings. So, second runs all done. Simon Engel hasn't improved. Neither has Adam Schumer. No, actually he has, never mind. He has improved. TRT are looking strong tonight. Tristan Janssen, Adam Schumer. Perhaps this is a sign of things to come. Maybe they can be a championship contender next season. Second and third. Of course, things could have been different had FRT been here. But they can't be, as they have to serve a double race ban. ET8, the team that can solidify third position for themselves, P6 and P12, and they need to beat TF10. They need to make sure TF10 doesn't outscore them by I can't remember from the top of my head, unfortunately. Let me have a quick look if I can find the points. Sorry for the pause there. It is 15 points between TF10 and ET8. So whatever happens, ET8 need to make sure that Mark Schluter and Alex Santana don't outscore the both of them by more than 15 points. Otherwise, that position will still be TF10, so that gap isn't big. There's a lot at stake for both teams, and I feel like both are going to be taking a lot of risks in overtakes, especially TF10, because they're starting from the back. They're not starting alongside one another, they're starting behind one another, which could be a benefit as well. They've got Gabriel Moya in between them. Gabriel, of course, having done one outlap, has helped himself up one position. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are in qualifying bans, whether you have to retire immediately or not. But at least Gabriel hasn't set a lap time, so I think it's fine. And now the long waiting begins for the final runs in this qualifying session. The final session of this season, of course, in the final round. As the last Aston Martin gets towed back into the garage. Now we wait for the first drive to get back out, and it looks like it's going to be Daniel Hope. With even Devaney in the chat saying the AZR gang P1 today. Unfortunately, your gang is only one man strong tonight. And he's sitting in P10, although about half a second away from pole position. It's not much. We've seen big improvements, including one that was more than half a second. So perhaps it's not impossible. Daniel Hope does keep the hopes of AZR up. They will not improve in position in the standings anymore. They're too far behind O and B. About 80 points. Well, even if AZR takes a first place, a pole and a fastest lap, that's not going to bring them anywhere close enough. So Daniel will be the first to start a last hot lap, and he's gone out early, which might be smart. In case he makes a mistake, he can try again. We've seen Noah Raza's mistake. They're easily made, especially out of turn 10. Turn 9 and 10, that combination is always tricky. And I feel like turn 4 can be quite tricky as well. Of course, the track has changed since a few years in the middle sector, which has now become sort of a straight with a corner, which isn't a corner number apparently. There's 2 corners on this track, 3 actually, that haven't got a proper number. Daniel Hope has now started his final hot lap. Once again throws his car through the corners. We've seen him do that on the first run as well. It's the reason why he's picked an oversteery car. It helps throwing it through the corners, and he's backed out immediately. That run wasn't good enough, that's for sure. Might have been the worst. Did I make a pun, actually? Oh, the Hope pun. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I do apologize. Simon Pfeiffer, then, is actually the first to start a proper hot lap. His teammate has invalidated already. The pressure is on for everybody. And the Moreira, Simon Engel as well. They are right behind this man, but since we've watched them quite a few times this season, I'd like to follow Simon Pfeiffer around, and I can already see one of the Ferraris having backed out. That is Nando Moreira, invalidated already. Even though they've got the title in their hands, it can no longer be taken away. Looks like the pressure is still on to put in a good result. I mean, I can't disagree. They want to end on a high, even though they said they're going to take it easy, and of course, the best way to end it on a high is a 1-2 for the team again. Simon Pfeiffer is about to finish his run, and he's also about to encounter his teammate, who needs to hurry up. 16 seconds remain in this qualifying session before the checkered flag hits. And then, of course, the big waiting begins for everybody to finish their laps. Looks like Nando is not going to be able to do another hot lap, I'm afraid. His qualifying is over, and a 14-6 is the best result he has. He's still got provisional pole in his hands, but for how long? Simon Pfeiffer does improve to 15.2, 2.5 tenths, but it's not good enough to go up in position. Simon Engel across the line goes up to 3rd place. So, pole position could potentially be in the hands of one of the TRT drivers. Adam Schumer doesn't do it, he doesn't improve, stays 4th. Tristan Janssen then perhaps, round the final corner onto the main straight. Can he spoil the final party of VNT? He can't! He does improve, but it's not enough. So who can then? Noah Raza perhaps? No. Isn't improving whatsoever. Patrick Deckmeyer is invalidated. Pavel Susek across the line. Does improve, but stays P12. Pascal Gill stays P13. It looks like it's going to be one of those anticlimactic qualifying sessions. Nobody's improving on their final runs. And those who were improving had invalidated it. And then the Moreira is lucky that nobody was able to go faster than him, and he stays in pole position. Albeit split by an unexpected rival there. TRT, 2nd and 4th. That is a strong result for them. And before we head to the race, let's see where TRT are in the standings. Yeah. They still pose a threat to both ET8 and TF10, albeit ETA is a lot more safe. The point difference is 56 points. That is quite a lot. But they are in a good position to take a 1-2 tonight if they can beat VNT. And I'm not sure if VNT is willing enough to give away their victory tonight. Yeah, Nando Moreira in pole position. very interesting. VNT versus TRT, that's what it is. And TRT is themselves taking on TF10 and ET8 for third place. On actually saw the message about a two-way fight for P3, but it's actually a three-way fight. Because with TRT being this strong tonight, anything is still possible. 3 teams then fighting for third in the standings. The top 5, of course, in the standings, granting a prize out of the prize pool. Simon Engel very disappointed with his lap. He's saying, what in the crap lap? Basically in the Discord. That's his description of his results tonight. And 4th, the best he can do. Of course, that is quite out of character for him. We often see him on 1st or 2nd position in qualifying. And now he's in 4th. But the most important thing for him is, of course, his teammate is in pole. And he could try something from there. Even though they don't really need it. Like I said, you're not a true racer if you're not going to try to win. And everybody wants to try to win. Although some simply don't have the pace. Looks like Ethan has decided to find a new place to mention my name in the Discord now. Hi! Yes, I always have Discord open to see what the drivers are talking about in the drivers' chat. Frustrations, mentions, finger pointing, of course. I like that one as well. I missed the ending of the results of qualifying. Where are we? Depends on who you mean by we. VNT 1st and 3rd, TRT 2nd and 4th, and the rest you'll see in a moment. Yeah, VNT 1st and 3rd. Oh, sorry, yeah. 1st and 3rd, yes. I was saying 4th, but it should be 1st and 3rd. 2nd and 4th for TRT. 1-3, yeah. That's great, actually, for a final race. Easy 1-2. Well, let's see. I think TRT are going to try something. They are desperate for a 3rd place, and what they need is a 1-2. And the fastest lap. That's the only way they can have a slither of hope for 3rd position. And then they also need to hope that TF10 doesn't finish at all. At the moment, of course, one of them driver starts out of the points. Mark Schluter starts in 15th, and Alex starts in last. With Gabriel Moya in between them for AMR. Now having served their qualifying bans. Once again, people in the Discord asking, can we go? And the answer remains the same. Yes, you can. You don't have to wait for a confirmation to ready up when you're preparing for the race. So then, Skoloin predicting an easy 1-2 for VNT. I feel like TRT is going to try something. And of course, there's still our eyes on ET8 and TF10 as well. They've got to score the big points. VNT doesn't need it anymore. 4-5 red lights with Nando Morea from pole position. Off we go for the final time this season. Everybody gets off the line quite well, except for Noah Raza, has already been overtaken by Daniel Hope. Daniel Hope improves to P5, tries to go on the inside of Adam Schumer. The top 4 remains the same. Benjamin Letourneur now right behind his own teammate. Not a great start there for Noah Raza, but he's still in reach of the Haas ahead. A lot of drivers there trying to get past one another. Patrick Deckmeyer, 3 wide through turn 3. Of course that goes wrong immediately. Drivers getting pushed wide and nearly tapped around as well. And ET8 having a horrible start. Patrick Deckmeyer now down to 10th. Pavel Suzak P11. Alex Santana having made up several positions. Same goes for Mark Schluter as he tries to fight. Oh, into the wall! Into the wall goes Mark Schluter as he tried to fight Yuri Tarek. That is terrible news for TF10. They wanted P3 in the standings and now it's going to look a long way away. There's Simon Pfeiffer against Patrick Deckmeyer. He's got damage on his front wing. The 2 protagonists for 3rd in the standings are both at the back of the field. A dream result then for TRT at the moment. They need to make it happen as Tristan Janssen needs to desperately defend 2nd position. Nando Moreira can now try to get away. Simon Engel tries to get past and he does get past. Tristan Janssen doesn't have an answer, but he's still somewhat there, side by side. His teammate in tow. Is he going to try and swoop it around the outside? He's certainly trying to stay there as he gets pushed off the track a little bit. Simon Engel wants to keep the position. He wants that 1-2 from VNT for the last time this season. But Tristan Janssen is going to fight back again in turn 3. I knew this would happen. I knew they wanted to try something. And it's certainly Tristan is making it work. And so far it's hard but fair. And Ender Moreira is gone. No surprises there. That first position is now looking very far away for TRT. But at least they've still got second. But Adam Schumer needs to get past Simon Engel ASAP. Noah Raza on the roll there, trying to get back past Daniel Hope. And Simon Engel once again the offensive. And this time Tristan has no answer. DRS too powerful there. And now the Dirty Air is going to suffer, to hamper him. And he's going to let Adam Schumer past. A driver swap then for TRT. Oh, Daniel Hope bumps into the rear there. He expected Tristan to brake a bit later. I'm not sure why. Because Tristan was right on the gearbox of his teammate. So he couldn't brake any later than that. And now Daniel is going to suffer from wing damage. The luck hasn't been on his side this season. And once again, it looks like it's going to be a struggle. He was doing brilliantly for about 3/4 of the Great Britain race, Silverstone. After that, he was simply taken out, as Benjamin Letourneur is the first driver with a 3-second time penalty. And he's allowed Redmertz to split the F1 AF drivers. Noah Raza doing a good job there, and Chrisu gets past as well, or tries to get past. Tries to go around the outside in turn 4. Oh, and into the wall goes Benjamin. Is there damage to the Aston Martin? Yes, there is. And quite significantly, apparently, because he's going very wide. Many drivers getting past. Alex Santana into P11. 3 drivers now having replaced their front wing. Patrick, Gabriel, and Mark are now back markers fighting for the final point. And Benjamin Letourneur is going to join them, I'm afraid. It isn't working out for them. At least Noah Raza is still in P6, and he's now going to try and re-overtake Daniel Hope. But Daniel keeps up the pace, despite his wing damage. After the bump into Tristan, he's keeping up quite well. Noah Raza, though, through the corners, gets closer and closer. If he gets a good run here, Daniel might lose his position. Noah Raza simply doesn't have enough extra straight line speed to get past, but he does get a good exit here. Then an opportunity once again for Raza into turn 3. But where is he gonna have to go? Simply nowhere. Too far back again. And indeed, Benjamin Letourneur is replacing his front wing as we speak. He's coming back out right now. Where is he going to be? Ahead of Gabriel or just behind? Looks like he's going to barely be ahead. Let's see what the tire choices are. Everybody started on the mediums except for Alex and Mark. Of course, Mark already having pitted for a new set of tires, now on the mediums. And Alex starts on the original hard tires, still there. His tires will soon come to life. That's the moment he needs to wait for now. He sits back in P11. 1 ETA driver ahead, one of them far behind. But his teammate Mark Schluter is far behind as well. Patrick Beckmeyer is quite on his own. Gabriel and Benjamin are together, and Mark Schluter is approaching the both of them. As Benjamin Letourneur gets ahead of Gabriel Moya. Of course, these drivers are hoping for a safety car now. As we get another pit stop, Pascal Gill. That's an early one. Looks like a front wing replacement as well. Let's see, indeed, the front end plate from this car missing too. A lot of front end plates on the left side have gone missing tonight. At the front of the field, it's VNT once again leading the way with the TRT drivers in tow. Adam Schumer is doing a good job of keeping up with Simon Engel. And I feel like TRT might want to do an undercut. If they do an undercut one lap after another, they can have first and second position and then control the field from there. I think that would be the wise choice. But it still needs to happen. Daniel Hope, Noah Raza, also with a 3-second time penalty now. That's not good. Now, of course, having some hopes for F1AF. Now having his hopes crumbled by his time penalty, which he really didn't need. Like Santana making a move on Simon Pfeiffer up into P10. He's making the moves. Once again, repeat, more than 15 points TF10 needs to gain on ETA tonight to regain P3, as Noah Raza really wants to get past Daniel Hope now, and actually, never mind, it's Redmert's about to pass him. He had to defend, actually, instead of attack. Redmert's having found no way past yet. He's doing quite well for IRT tonight. We don't really see him up there that often. He's well into the top 10. He's technically in P5 now, with Noah and Daniel's penalty. It's a strong effort from him so far. At the front of the field, things remain quiet. It's two teams fighting for the win at the moment, 4 drivers. Daniel Hope has lost connection, and he's now vulnerable to the drivers behind. He's not able to keep up with his broken front wing. And the question is, will he replace it when the pit stops come? So far, everybody with wing damage has replaced their wing, and they've fallen behind. Patrick Dreckmeyer being the lead driver of those who've replaced it. He's currently faster than everybody in the second group. Mark Schluter is not able to keep up. His medium tires appear to have given up already. Hello, Fake Tater. Good to see you there. In the final round, and Noah Raza, oh man. His pace is good. But his capability of staying within the white lines simply isn't. He's now got 6 seconds to his name, and Krisu is trying to get past Pavel for P8. We're actually trying to stay ahead, I believe. Trying to hang on to DRS there. It works. 0.8 of a second is good enough. But the threat from behind is still not done, especially with Alex Santana getting faster and faster every lap. He's now gotten awfully close, and potentially a move once again from Pavel Susak on Krisu, but there's no way around the outside in turn 9. That would have been scary. Alex Santana going too wide, picking up a warning there, I think. And there goes Noah Raza, back past Daniel Hope. It's taken him a while, but at last he's past the Haas. Now there's a 2.5 second gap. Oh, Daniel Hope once again now breaking himself. And now Redmertz is all over the back of him. Unfortunately, Redmertz himself gets a bad exit now. And there is Alex Santana getting past Pavel Susak up into P9. Santana on a roll. He's now ahead of both ETA drivers, and now things are going to count. Let the math begin. I'm going to try once again and find the points. I believe it was pinned somewhere. Actually, I'll try to find it later. Mark Schluter having retired. Ooh, that's not helping TF10 at all. So now their full hopes have been put on Alex Santana, who's looking fast and feisty now that the medium tires are starting to fall off. He's going to pick them off one by one, but he needs to hurry up. For now, though, it looks like he's got superior pace compared to all of these drivers. P5 is definitely within reach. Nice insight there on Krisu. Krisu's yielding. He didn't want to fight the Mercedes there. He knows he doesn't have the tires to do it. And it would have cost them both a lot of time. And now, Alex up to P8. And ET8 have got a driver in 10th and 13th. Patrick is not going to make any position soon. And there it goes. Alex tries to get past Redmertz in turn 1. Forces Redmertz into a mistake. Gets round the outside. He makes it look so easy. He didn't touch the McLaren there. Redmertz simply forced himself into a mistake there. He tried to leave space for Alex. Alex forced his way in. And Redmertz simply went too wide. Alex is moving up fast now. And he's technically already in P5, but of course he needs to get past these two drivers so he can try and make his way to the top 4. We've now moved away by 3.5 seconds to 5th place. And still in formation. Of course, Simon Engel having moved up to 2nd. Tristan having moved down to 4th. And Adam up to 3rd. And here comes Alex Santana, or had a little look at least. This is costing him a little of time, and he knows it. Daniel Hope isn't fast with his broken front wing. Ooh, and too wide, and another 3 seconds to his name. Daniel's race is unraveling fast, and Adam Schumer is gonna go for that undercut that I predicted. Indeed, there he goes in for the set of hard tires. This is what TRT needs to beat VNT. They will not beat them on track. VNT simply have too much control over the pace with a driver in 1st and 2nd. So it's up to Adam to drive an extraordinary outlap now and beat them both. And then at least they'll have one driver ahead of the both, or maybe in between them. We'll find out soon. We'll also find out what Tristan is going to do. And we also know that Adam is going to pay the price by the end of the race. He's going to have to keep these hards alive for 19 laps. Here comes Alex Santana. Before DRS even went open, he gets past Daniel Hope into P5. And now he's going to try and close the gap rapidly to Noah Raza, who's now temporarily, of course, into 4th, with Adam having pitted for the fresh hards. He's got a 9-second gap to the next car, which is a lot of clean air. That's what he needs. Is Tristan going to do the same thing, or is VNT going to react? Yes! One driver is going to react. Tristan Janssen finds himself with Nando Moreira for company in the pit lane. Noah Raza, same story, as well as Daniel Hope and Redmerds, all coming in for a pit stop there. Oh, that's something fascinating there happening with the Ferrari. And now we're going to see Adam Schumer, P12 now. Has the undercut worked already? You can see there on the pit exit, both drivers. He's got more speed into turn 1, but the Ferrari is still ahead. Awfully close though. This is his only opportunity perhaps to get past. No DRS. He's gonna have to do it all by himself. But he can't do it. The only next opportunity is going to be on the curvy back straight. If he stays close enough. But that's gonna cost Tristan Janssen potentially DRS. So Tristan is gonna have to use extra battery to keep up. And he gets there. Tristan is now properly there as well. And Adam Schumer is going to drive fast. You saw Nando Moreira going slow through the corner. That is why Tristan caught up so fast. Now Nando is using all his battery to stay ahead. Proper strategy games now. Nando can slow down again. Dirty air for Adam Schumer. This is his last chance. This is his proper last chance. Tried to go around the outside. A big dive. But Nando stays on the inside. He knows what's at stake. He wants the VNT 1-2. They don't need it, but they want it. They are hungry. And Nando is backing them all up. And TRT are not going to be happy with this. Now the question is, where is Simon Engel going to be? Once again, beautiful camera angle. You can see the Ferrari on the pit exit. But it looks like, despite Nando's best efforts, both Tier 3 drivers are going to be ahead. On the plus side, though, Nando Moreira is still going to be the race leader, so VNT can take a small sigh of relief. And with the plus side, I mean the plus side for VNT. TRT, though, they've got an upside there as well. They have now split VNT. Where they had a 1-2, and they've now got a 1-4. As TRT now have got a 2-3. And now they need to get to Nando Moreira. A driver swap coming up there. Going defensive there, Simon Engel. Carrying extra speed on the inside in turn 9. And that didn't work. It was a risky move. And Simon has lost it. Shouldn't have done that. It was a risk worth taking. They have got nothing to lose. And now Nando is very vulnerable. But so far, he's been keeping up quite nicely. Simon Engel into the wall with no visible damage to the front wing though. He's got Noah Raza for company as well as Redmerds. But Noah's got 6 seconds. He's now a threat to Simon. He's now got a 3.5 second gap to cover to get back into the fight for the win. That's going to be a tall order. Noah and Daniel were unable to. And Daniel, of course, having replaced his front wing, I think. Yep. He's now finally fallen down to 13th. Patrick Degmeyer temporarily back in the top 10, leading this group here. And the poll coming up there. Who's taking P3 in the championship? ET8, TRT or TF10? At the moment, looks like the votes are coming in fast. ET8's getting quite a lot of them. They're now the poll leader. Alex Santana now leads the race, of course, as he started on the hard tires. If they get a safety car now, it's a perfect situation for him. Or perhaps one lap later. Oh, there's a yellow flag now. I'm talking about the yellow safety car. It's Daniel Hope, who nearly causes one. His race is coming to an end fast now. And I'm afraid AZR are going to leave this race without any points. Yuri Turek, the last of the medium drivers to pit, will have the freshest hearts now. What's Daniel Hope going to do? He carries on. After all, his last name is Hope, so he always retains that. And Yuri Turek gets out ahead of him. Nando Moreira is being threatened still, but I feel like he's been holding them up through the corners because Simon Engel has been closing that gap fast. 1.3 seconds, 1.5 seconds, you can see there through turn 6 and 7. Nando has just nearly stalled his car. And once they get on the straights, he just plows the power down. And they can't get past. That's all Nando needs to do. To the frustration of TRT. But this is a team event. Don't forget that. This is perfectly legal. Nando Moreira is doing an absolutely extraordinary job to allow Simon to catch up. You can see him in the background already. He's taken Noah with him. Same goes for Redmerds. And suddenly 4 becomes 6 for the title, for the race win. Although Noah is not going to play a part in that. He's got too many penalty seconds. And Redmerds probably isn't going to have the pace. Nando Moreira now with an opportunity in turn 1. No! He's taking it easy. You've seen what happened last week. He doesn't want that. He's not that desperate. But they need a 1-2. That's 65 points. That's more than enough. But then ET8 needs to score pretty much nothing. As it stands, TF10 will take P3. Oh, there he goes. Tristan Janssen gets past. Nando Moreira tried to slow down again, and Tristan had none of that. And now Nando is in trouble. He will get DRS though. But Adam Schumer is pretty much inside his gearbox. But Nando Moreira's got a lot of straight line speed. And Simon Engel is almost there. Back again. And he'll have something to tell the TRT drivers. Especially the one in the back. Tristan Janssen, that was, I believe, Adam Schumer that he collided with. And Simon is back in the game. Ooh, Tristan went too deep there. Into turn 13. And now the teams are split, both of them. And the fact that Nando has been holding up so much has allowed Noah and Redmerds to get into the fight properly as well. It's 6 cars. And they are approaching Alex Santana fast. Of course, Alex will have the medium tires until the end of the race. Patrick Degmeyer, of course, having to pit for a second time, falling out of the points. As it stands, ET8 will score a point with Pavel Susek. And the safety car is going to save Alex's race. I think that's what he's going to gamble for. But sooner or later he has to come in. Something happening in the midfield here. You can see there, Daniel Hope. It's good that he carried on, because now he finds himself with a fight for 13th. Gabriel, of course, having pitted very early due to front wing damage, is very vulnerable on the old hard tires. And Daniel wants to get past as soon as he can, but this is a difficult spot to do so. Turn 9! They makes it work somehow! An extraordinary move. Gabriel is pushed wide and a virtual safety car! And Alex has just gone past the pit entry! Where did that virtual safety car come from? There's no car in the barrier anywhere. Was it Patrick then? No, his car looks to be fine. This is a strange virtual safety car, but if it stays out long enough, then Alex will have the perfect opportunity to gain a lot of places he otherwise would have lost, but he needs still to drive for 2/3 of a lap. It's going to be a tall order for the virtual safety car to stay out that long. A lot of drivers are taking the opportunity, though, to pit for fresh tires. Simon Pfeiffer, Benjamin Littener, Chrisu, Pascal Gill, Gabriel Moya. That's a good question, Ace. I've got no clue what the virtual safety car is for. There's nothing happened. There was no yellow flags anywhere, and the race carries on. Alex having gained a lot of time. He's gained about 2 seconds on Tristan. And Nando Moreira finds himself behind Simon Engel now. Simon Engel tries to get past in turn 9 again, and this time he makes it work. Oh, and Tristan nearly loses it on the exit of turn 10. And that allows Nando Moreira to get back past. And VNT have got their 1-2 back. Oh, where's Nando? Nando's disappeared. Oh, there he is. Did he get contact there with Tristan? I'm not sure. It was difficult to see from our camera angle, but I think Tristan might have pushed him off. Or it just simply outbraked himself. From my camera angle, Tristan didn't touch the Ferrari, but I'm not entirely certain. It looks like, if it was contact, that TRT might have gone into the desperation mode that FRT was in last week. I think they now know what's at stake if they finish 1-2. And with ETA's current position, they will gain 3rd. I'd like to know what happened to Nando, though. I hope it's not going to be an FIA investigation again, because that means we cannot conclude the season tonight. We're going to have to wait for the stewards to say what they think about that. If anybody can figure out why Nando is pushed off. Or went off, actually, I should say. Then that would be appreciated. We need some information here. Now, the TRT cars will have to deal with Simon Engel, who's going to try and deny them their victory all by himself. But there's still Nando Moreira is trying to get back past Noah Raza, though, despite his 9-second penalties by this moment. Is doing everything to stay ahead. But Nando has got enough, but he can't pack past still. Alex Santana pits for the fresh mediums. He will not have lost a whole lot of time. He'll actually come out in 8th. ET8 gets 14 points right now. Yeah, Pavel Susek, of course, having moved up several positions by this point. But Alex Santana then. Now in P8. Will have the fresh mediums to make himself potentially work up all the way into the top 6. And perhaps then it's game on for the Mercedes. His teammate is gone. Mark Schütter has given up. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision. It's kind of a habit for many F1 drivers to just give up these days. When you play other racing games like Le Mans Unlimited, you can immediately pick out the F1 drivers because they give up as soon as they spin out. Simon Engel leads from Tristan Janssen, Adam Schuber, and Redmerds now in 4th. I think Redmerds just can't believe his luck tonight. With all the shenanigans between VNT and TRT. He finds himself nearly on the podium. And there's more shenanigans, then perhaps he will be on the podium. And perhaps more. Nando Moreira will now struggle to get past. He's at least now past Noah Raza. Noah, of course, trying to stay with them. albeit he's got no fighting chance for the win. As I said, 9 seconds, as you saw there, worth of penalties, not working in his favor. And now Alex is going to have to use his superior pace on the mediums to catch up ASAP. He's now 2.5 seconds clear from the top 6. And once he's there, how much tire life will he have left to try and take the win? That would be a feat. Pavel Suzak P8, Patrick Deckmeyer P13 for ET8. Can't remember where the points table is pinned. Ace, if you could quickly tell me in which channel it is pinned so I can keep the math up to date with the viewers. That would be quite handy. Alex Santana now 1.8 seconds. General chat, so apologies for pausing the game now, because as I switch to Discord, it happens automatically. There we are. Excellent. Pavel, 12 points. Patrick, 3. That means 15 points for ET8 as we speak. Alex Santana in 7th, 14 points at the moment. TF10 loses 1 point to ET8. But if he finishes first, he will gain 20 points on them. So that's at stake. And he's already there. His tires is only 2 laps old, and he's already with the top 6. He's technically in P6 now. Must mean 17 points. He will gain 2 on them. Well, well, well. This is something. Patrick Deckmeyer's got a 3-second time penalty, but the drivers behind also have a penalty. Ahead of him, Simon and Daniel, same thing, but Kreisy doesn't. At the moment, 13th is still safe for him. But I think they now have received the message that Alex Santana is going to be a danger potentially. Especially with this fighting happening. Nando Moreira getting past Redmerds. Redmerds back down to P5. The podium getting a bit further away from him again. $56 points is what TRT currently gain. And of course, it's not good enough. I need more than that. Yep. I think, thank you, Ace, for helping with the math. And there's Alex Santana on Redmerds. Redmerds tried to defend, but then went wide. And now Alex is in P5. 20 points versus 15. TF10 has now gained 5 points on ET8. Alex needs to keep his car strictly within the white lines. No penalties, otherwise his race is ruined. Now the next target is Nando Moreira, who's been quick all race long. But Alex has got the faster tires. The difference now 3 laps old mediums. Where is he going to try it? Is he going to swoop around the outside in turn 9? I think that's too much risk. He needs to get exit then in turn 10. He's too far away now. Noah Raza now has 12 seconds of penalties. And there's Tristan Janssen. Had a little look. No, Alex Santana had another look. Forces Nando off. Nando made a mistake. Under the pressure from Alex Santana's shenanigans, he goes off again. And now he's out of DRS range, and Alex Santana has been gifted 4th position. 23 points versus 15. The difference now being 8 points. And ET8's troubles are getting bigger. Alex Santana might just solo a 3rd place for the team. To at least put a little bit of a shine on this season for them. But there's 3 cars ahead of him. 2 of them are also trying to fight for 3rd for their team. And they know Alex is doing the same thing, so they will not simply gift it. Nando Moreira just hangs on to DRS. And Alex's advantage is starting to fade away now. He's still closing into Adam Schumer. He's having a look. The 3rd is within reach now. Nando has technical issues, I do not know. But he's gone off twice now. In the same sector. Different corners though. The first one he went up. It might have been caused by Tristan Janssen. At least not from our point of view. But maybe some brake issues. Alex Santana, perhaps in turn 1. He's going to have a look. He's going to have a go. He's going to have a go in turn 1. Adam Schumer goes wide himself and he gets gifted another position. Alex into P3. This time, he's forced Adam into a mistake. That's 26 points over 15. Actually, no. Patrick Dagmeyer's moved up positions. He's now in P11. That's still going to be P12 because of Krisu. So P12, that means 4 plus, what was it? It's 12 is 16 points for ET8 and 26 for Alex. 10 points difference then. 10 points in it. He can gain another 4 if he overtakes Tristan Janssen. But his time is running out, and Nendo now gets a 3-second time penalty. His woes continue. That means he went off again. I think he might have put a little bit too less downforce, too few bits of downforce on his car. He's very fast on the straights, but it seems like he's running out of space in the corners now that his tires are starting to turn old. Good exit there from Alex Santana. Target in sight. Tristan Janssen is going to hope he doesn't make the same mistake as his teammate. Adam Schumer is now too far behind to do anything. Perhaps by the end of the race, then the tires might be equal again. And Alex has to hurry. His tires are now 6 laps old. The hards are still older, but the mediums fade faster. Who's taking P3 in the championship? ET8 currently with the most votes. Barely though. TRT having second place in votes, and TF10 only 25%. The thing is though, at the moment, it's TF10 that is getting closer and closer to that dream result they need. Petter is going to have to hope that Krisu gets a penalty. That means he's going to gain another 2 points, making the total 18 points. Alex is waiting patiently. He's got a few more laps to get past. Tristan Janssen is now in trouble. He needs to defend. And he also wants to get past Simon Engel. Simon Engel is starting to escape a little bit now as Tristan has to go defensive again. Alex gets a good run. He gets some slipstream, some DRS, potentially a move in turn 1. No, a bit too far away. That dive wouldn't have helped him at all. And once again stuck behind the Alpine. Perhaps a good run here then. Perhaps in turn 3 he's getting closer and closer. He's going to try somewhere, but Tristan is in the middle of the road. He's making that Alpine very wide. He's not the first to do so. Fernando Alonso did the same thing against Lewis Hamilton back in 2021 in Hungary, if you remember. Alpines apparently can get very wide, and now Alex is starting to suffer. Bit of a twitch in turn 7. That's not helping him at all. He's got some batteries you can see on the steering wheel. Stays behind, hopes for a good exit. But his mediums are well past their prime now. Nearly goes too wide. Adam Schumer can't keep up. He gets another good run. Oh no, my game. My game is crashing. That's terrible. Oh no, 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 no. I'm going to try and restart this ASAP. Oh, this is the worst possible time to crash. Please restart quickly. I'm so sorry about this. Now we're gonna be left in suspense. What has happened? Has Alex gotten past Tristan Janssen? Has Simon Engel gone on straight in the first corner? So far though, Simon Engel hasn't been able to crack under pressure at all. Well, the good news is the game is currently starting up. Thankfully, my PC is extraordinarily rapid these days. Yes, yes, yes. Just let me back in, please. Join. All right. Currently entering the lobby. We're going to miss about a lap, unfortunately. All of us, including myself, in suspense. Now, who is in second place? Alex or Tristan? Joining now. It's loading. This has got to be the best commentary ever. There we are. Alex Santana still behind, and it looks like he's lost the advantage of the mediums now. He's stuck. And TF10's hopes of P3 in the standings are fading away. If he finishes second, that'll be 15 points exactly. No, 14 points actually, because of course ET8 gets 16. This might be his last opportunity. The victory is too far away now. Second place is not going to do it, and it looks like ET8 just barely makes it. But of course there might be some post-race investigations against some drivers. Perhaps against Tristan as well. Alex Santana! Oh, there goes Tristan! What happened there? Alex went for a dive, I think. And now he's forced Tristan into a mistake, or perhaps touched him. I cannot tell you for the life of me. Patrick now has 6 seconds. Oh, he's gonna lose 3 places. Alright. Alright, alright. So we're gonna have to wait until the race is over to see the exact positions. Yep, you're absolutely right. He's gonna lose 2 positions, actually. I think Simon will overtake him. Oh. Tristan Janssen goes wide again. Mistake after mistake, and Alex is too far away to be any threat to Simon Engel. He's done everything in his power to give TF10 third position. And I think if Mark Schluter had stayed in the game, it might have happened. I think these aspiring esports drivers here need to stop giving up so quickly. Because I think Mark Schluter's retirement has ruined TF10's chances, to be honest. Pascal Gill, Simon Pfeiffer fighting for position. But we're going to swap to the front of the field. Simon Engel on the final straight for the final time this season. Another victory for VNT to put the cherry on top of their dominance. Alex Santana comes home second place. But it is going to be TF10, I think, that will retain a third position. Look at that. Pavel Sousa gains another 2 positions on the finish line due to penalties from Nando and Noah. That makes their position even more safe. Patrick will finish P12, but I think ET8 will barely retain third. As for their points, it's 4 plus 17 is 21 points against 26. Oh, sorry, 30 for Alex Santana. That's not good enough. Just barely not good enough. No, Adam, you just missed out on third place, I think. I feel like if Mark Schluter had stayed in the race, he could have at least scored some points. Every point counts. The top 15 get points. I just can't fathom. And I know I sound a bit annoyed now. I just can't fathom why drivers give up so easily if the top 15 scores points. I understand it's frustrating, but you might have just ruined your team's chances for P3. So that's where it is then. It is P3 for ET8, P4. I think for TF10, is it? No, actually. Might not be. It's 49 points. For TRT. No, that's not going to help them. They're 41 points behind TF10. And TF10, of course, scored 30. So it stays as it is. As you can see right there, ET8 stays third, TF10 stays fourth. TRT stays 5th. And that's it. AMR will get P6. They already had it. RT, though, with Redmers especially, having scored some good results. Simon Pfeiffer finishing 14th. Redmers finishing 5th. It will not help them get P6. And that settles it. Things will remain as they are. As Alex Santana in the chat says, I was going to win it from last before some very smart guy defended me against me for his life for 10 laps, just for him to drive himself off the track. That's what that's Alex's quote actually. Let's see if the other drivers have got something to say about it. I think not. No. Harder Marquis consolidating his teammate. P2 is still good. Yeah. Not for the team though. And, well, let's see. Because we've got one interviewee waiting. And that is our race winner for the last time. Let's drag in Simon Engel here. Because you've done it again. I remember, Simon, congratulations, of course, first and foremost. Last week, your teammate said, we're going to take it easy in the final round. On a scale of 1 to 10, how easy did you take it today?
Hello, firstly. Kinda interesting race. What's kind of chaos, but that's what a last race should be, I would say. I'm kind of happy of going into P1 again. I think my 3rd time now. After not driving for 4 weeks straight, not having my PC turned on for 4 weeks straight, feels good to be back. So, yeah, I would say it was a lovely drive.
Indeed it was. And you just said you hadn't turned your PC for 4 weeks. So does that mean you didn't have any practice as well?
We did 2 hours of practice. So just to get a bit of speed, yeah.
Well, it was good enough for the win tonight. So well done to you. You've driven most of the races this season. You're also the driver's champion, even though that isn't a huge thing. You still get something out of it. So congratulations on that. Also, on a season as a whole, how do you rate it for your team?
I can't say 10 because we made too many stupid mistakes of losing points, like me 2 times going too fast into the pits in Vegas and in Miami. That's for sure. But we did enough to win the championship by a lot. We also have I would say we also won that if FRT would took it a bit more serious than they did. But at the end it looks a bit too much gap than it was at the end, because FRT gave us a good battle. But yeah, I would say we are deserved winners, so I would rate it
it's safe to say you were the dominant team this season, isn't it?
Yeah, we won the most races. We got by a lot the most podiums. We got a podium every race, at least one driver. So I would say we won it deserved.
Yeah, you've won half the races this season, so that says something. Well done to you and the entire team, and well, enjoy your cherry on top tonight.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for for commentating the whole 12 races, or I think 11 it was. But yeah, thank you for that. Sorry, I can't say it in English, so sorry, but you know what I mean. So
yeah,
thank you for
much
that.
Appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah. see you next season, I would say.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, let's see. The man in second place, Alex, you've tried everything to gift P3 back to your team, but you just barely didn't make it. So, second place in the race, does this feel like a good thing or a disappointment, or maybe a bit of both?
Nah, I think there was a win in there, for sure. I think it wasn't that far away. If I could have gone past Tristan a few laps earlier, I would have definitely won.
Yeah, it was like
But,
many drivers
yeah.
were like afraid of you. So many drivers, when you approached them, just drove themselves off the track. What was going on there?
Yeah, I was like faking it into the inside, and for some reason they got so scared they drove themselves off.
Yeah, and then of course Tristan had the biggest defense. I saw you saying it in the chat. Still though, on the race as a whole, how do you feel about it?
I mean, pace was great. I when started on the hards, somehow got up to like P7, I think, or something like that, before pit stops. And then I was barely losing time on the leader new hards with my old hards. So pace was actually cooking. But yeah, it is what it is. I couldn't get through Tristan soon enough.
Yeah, I've got to mention this. Mark Schluter retired early in the race. Do you feel like P3 would have been possible had he stayed in the race with his extra points?
Yeah, definitely. But he broke his wing on the first corner, which was a bit unlucky because he was even in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then his race went like he couldn't do anything at that point. He was also not feeling quite well, so he decided to retire.
All right, I mean, that's fair enough. Well, still though, fourth for the team as a season, as a whole. Of course, you were the champions last season. This time, fourth is the best TF10 could have managed. How do you rate the season for the team?
Yeah, definitely not our strongest one, but we can be proud anyways. Like P4 isn't that bad, considering the races we had and all the quali ones we served, which was actually kind of a lot of them. So yeah, could have been better, but definitely next season we're coming back.
All right. Well, I hope the comeback will come then in season 7. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy second place despite everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Last but not least, the man who finished in third position, Adam Schumer. I see he's muted on both fronts, so I'm not sure if he knows he's been dragged in here. Let me see if I can actually tag him. There we go. I think he now can hear me. He's got his mic muted. So, Adam, there we go. Both things unmuted now. Yay, the tag has worked. Third place. What can I say? I mean, for a moment, third place for the team actually looked like a serious option. So, what was the approach for you as a team in this race?
I mean, I think the approach was just qualify high. Obviously, we did. I was kind of not expecting that because my qualifying pace is not good at all. So, yeah, I wasn't exactly expecting P4, and then I just kept going on the race from there. I had a good pace. I think my lap 9 box was a bit early, but still was good to get P3.
Yeah, I mean, you had a fierce opponent in VNT. So, what was the strategy to try and beat them?
I think just work together with Tristan, try and take them one by one on the DRS straights, and just keep them behind.
Yeah, and then of course by the end of the race there was another contender in the name of Alex Santana on fresh medium. So how was that final part of the race for you two?
By then my tires were a bit cooked, so it was a bit difficult to defend from him.
Yeah,
I tried, but
yeah, I saw
he
you
had
go
me
off
on
at some point. Yeah,
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the end, though, still third place. Is it something you can be satisfied with, even though third isn't going to be happening for the team?
No, absolutely, I can be. I struggle a lot this game, and third place is still very good for me.
All right, well, then we can safely say it's been a good result for you, and thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, and that, I believe, my dear viewers, does conclude the end of this season. It's been a blast once again, even though the game to many has been a bit of a disappointment with the dirty air, the lack of slipstream, and simply the imbalance of that being difficult to manage. Some races perhaps not as exciting as they were supposed to be, especially compared to the last few games. Even though the handling did improve, the other things did actually fall back a little bit. But still though, here in CSS, once again a great season for these teams. Once again, congratulations to Ventari for winning here and taking the crown in Season 6. RVT put up a great effort, and they will solidify second place tonight. ET8 hang on to third place by a little thread. TF10 will have to take fourth, and they said they will come back stronger next season. TRT will finish P5 with AMR 6th. IRT will stay in P7, F1AF P8, OMB 9th, and AZR last place in this big season. Thank you so much for joining once again. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate now. This is my 4th season here. I can't believe how fast things are going already. And, well, we'll see what comes next in the future for CSS, for myself, and of course for the results for all of the teams. Thank you so much once again, and we'll see you soon.